won't bring them out here so that neither of us gets into trouble.
Yes.
What do you find as the difference, or what are the differences between where you're coming from and where we are now? So you're coming from a respected ICANN, with all your meetings and all your national conferences and your difficult exams. What is the difference between where you're coming from and the real estate industry where we are now?
Okay, like every other average Nigerian, I think my first thoughts about real estate would be caretaking. Agency and the rest. That was just.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, you didn't take that back. But moving forward, I kind of reading about individuals. These guys are really, really smart, and they drive the economy. I'm like, no, it can't just be about agency. There's just something really, really great about this industry. You can't have really smart guys like this, and they're just playing in this real estate industry. There's just something going on. So that's where the curiosity came from. And I remember that the first conversation I had with Taiwo, he said something that real estate is interesting. And I said, so let's take the interesting part.
Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack that. I need to run with that. I think the difference is it's not a lot different entirely. I think the real estate industry too is an industry that is evolving as well, is growing. So you have to stay abreast of things, which means that you must be knowledgeable. You have to read everything and anything. You have to be aware of what's going around you. So you cannot just rely on, I read that book earlier and this is what it said. You must read and you must learn about not just things going on in Nigeria, international things as well. And that's the same thing with my industry. So it's not a lot different. I think the only difference, would be that we have really difficult examinations.
But we discuss ICANN and we love them. Now, what is the difference between the industry where you are coming from, bonds and trading and time frames and currency changes, values, all of that, and where you are now?
Okay, so I'll say that being a fixed income trader, being a fixed income trader, the word is your one. If I make a trade and I say that I have purchased this 100 million at this yield, it's done. Once I have said it's done, we're only exchanging details and terms and account details to do. But I have found in real estate that sometimes you may need to work on that. You may need to get more assurance until you cross the finish line. It is not complete, but just as with investment banking, where you need to know what you mentioned, you need to know a lot about in real estate. And beyond real estate, you need to understand your country, you need to understand the sectors. Because real estate is really part of every single part of Nigeria. I don't see a Nigeria without real estate. Even when we talk about new Nigeria, it's perfect for us right now with real estate.
It's something I also think about. There's just so much to read and so much to stay abreast of. A book that had 12th edition, you go and check it now, 15th edition, and you're wondering, oh my God, when did that happen? People call. I remember someone calling me, I think from Kenya, asking me how the price of petrol affects, the rental pricing on commercial properties in central Nigeria. I said, you know what, just call me back. Because you are expected to know so much, and I think that's also a major difference, between where I am now and where I'm coming from. That leads me to my next question. What do you think are if you could, let's say, give us 3 skills, what do you think are the top 3 skills that anyone who's a student right now should be building, should be working on, to succeed in this industry? And then when you get to that.
So you're going
you can make this over.
Okay, so I'll say people skills. Real estate is a relationship business. How you treat someone will determine the next transaction or if you will refer you to anyone else. You need to have that. And I think, honestly,
when you say people skills, so that I need to break it down so that we know what
let me say that with real estate, nobody's really honestly expecting perfection. They are not. They want you to come with honesty. They want you to come with integrity. They want you to come with professionalism. People need somebody who can do the job. They're looking for somebody. I've asked you for something. I want you to give me options based on what I've asked you. You don't give me information you haven't verified. You don't give me information you haven't checked. People want to trust you. But the thing about trust is you have one chance to make a good impression. Once you are going back and forth, people are already, maybe I should for other options. So I'll say you do need the integrity. You need understand people. People are emotional, and people are trying to get houses, trying to get people, and they are very emotional. They know what they want even before they have seen it. Sometimes you may need to take that extra step to even show them because you know the market. Somebody has asked you, let's give an example. I want 3 million. I want a detached house in Lekki Phase 1. This is what I want. You know what 3 million can get them in Lekki Phase 1.
You know you can get them.
Yeah, but you also know that if you move down, you could find probably a newer property that can give them something bigger. You have to be able to think a bit outside the box. And this is what you've asked me for sure. But these are also options I think you should consider. I think people appreciate the honesty, they appreciate the integrity. Professionalism, I find that people would take to the bank and day.
Okay, so for me, I think the skills you require, you must be detailed. So usually people know that they want a house. They don't even know why. It's for you to recognize what suits this person. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So you should recognize, oh, this is your potential client, and then be detailed enough to find out, okay, this is what the person needs, and then you pitch in what you have with the person. You don't, so it's either you don't go at all, then you go after. You only have that one time to make that one impression. And that leads us to it's not, you want to realize it's not something that, it's not food, it's not edible. So if you need people to entrust you with their money, you have to show that you can actually do what you said you will do. So if the person sees you as somebody that, oh, this person might go half the way, or this person is not detailed enough, or the person drops something and you don't jump on it, you're not detailed enough, you need to sharply see that there are things that this person will need, and then you push it forward to the person, because really it's not a one-size-fits-all. You must look for the need, and then you tailor. And then another thing that you need, as she has said, is the interpersonal skills. So there's a difference between speaking and communicating. You can speak and you're not communicating, so you must communicate. Ensure that the person you're speaking to understands exactly what you're saying. So you're not just going on and you're a newscaster, that kind of thing. You really, really do need to communicate. Communicate so much so the person understands, the message. And another thing is you need to, I can't emphasize this enough, read, learn. You need to have that perseverance that, you work all day, you're tired, but you need to read, you need to learn. Because when you're telling people that will come and buy your house, the person says, why? You don't even know because you've not even read anything. So you must be knowledgeable, read, make it a part of yourself, learn something new every day. Those are excellent skills.
So I'm just listening to you now with my students' mind, and professionals, bring some difficult exams, bring up all, and just going on and on and on. Okay, so let me ask the question this way: if you were a student right now, what would you be doing to improve your skills? Because you've mentioned communication, you've mentioned interpersonal skills, you've mentioned attention to details, which we've learned over the course of our careers. If you were a student today, what would you be doing? Considering that you have a stack of books you don't even like that you have to read, considering that you have so much to do and there's so little time, what would you be doing now as a student to prepare yourself for a successful university career?
If I was a student and I was an estate management student, or somebody who was interested in real estate, I would be listening more to, and I would be reading a lot on new trends in real estate.
New trends in real estate?
I would be, because for me, what I'll be thinking is by the time I come into the market, once I'm done with school, I want to be able to play at a global scale. I want to be able to play, but as I'm reading that, I'm also comparing it to the realities of Nigeria. Now, what I'm thinking about is how I'm going to blend the two of them. What is on ground? What I'm after. Now, the thing is, what I always feel and what I always say is, you don't have to follow every single step that every single real estate firm did. You can skip 5 steps by moving on a different level, based on your knowledge, based on things you've acquired, based on, of course, you're in school. The beauty about school is that school puts some discipline into you. It puts that I need to do this at a specific time and deliver this. You already have that going for you. So now you need diverse knowledge. This is where real estate is going. This is where Nigeria is. Everybody knows where Nigeria is, and opportunities everywhere with regards to real estate. So many problems to solve, so many things are coming up. I'll see that.
Okay, go on.
I think for me, you see, opportunity, when people say opportunity, I took the opportunity, I'm always like, it's always been there. For me, I don't see anything as opportunity. Yeah, if you're not ready to take that opportunity, the opportunity might just walk past you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not ready, you're not well equipped. But the opportunity is just lying there.
Yeah.
But you can't take it because you're not equipped, you don't even know the first thing to do. So again, I would say it goes beyond school. Your lecturer has taught you all of these things.
Yeah.
They will not teach you how to apply it. So it's left to you to begin to build on the foundation that they're giving you and begin to move on from there. You know, I've seen students that will say, what's Microsoft Office? I'm like, okay. Just, so you need to begin to...
No, okay, so
Yeah.
maybe we see things from two different, because I am definitely, I think, well, I expect you to know Microsoft Office and PowerPoint.
This is what I
You can't even come
I like
in.
where this is going.
You can't even come in if you don't know. Those
You
are
can't
just
share.
things you need to
And the
know.
thing is, all of these things are really free. You have the smartphone.
I'm
Just
okay. So you can tell us the things we need to do because some people don't know. So you have said Microsoft Word. Go on, I'm listening.
Microsoft Word,
Excel,
Excel,
PowerPoint,
PowerPoint.
everything. You
You
want
need
to
to
use.
know those things. These are not even things that I would say that lecturer, how do you submit your work? How do you do your research now? So when I'm discussing this, you've been in school, you've had to submit assignments, you've had to do the research, you have a lab. There is no way that in this new market we're playing in, you will not have those skills. So for me, I've already assumed you have the skills when I'm saying that you should go and research it.
That's true though, but then the thing is, and there are really free sites that you can learn from.
Yeah.
That you can even, there are free sites that you can actually even have certificates for other courses you learn from. I didn't study real estate, I studied accounting. Yeah, there could be a part of it that maybe a sector they can as well come into at point. But the thing is, I had to read. I had to learn. I couldn't just sit and say, oh, these are people that you need to speak to, really very intelligent people. So how do you say things that, and they ask you a question and then you go off like, okay, so this person is not serious. So you need to read anything and everything.
I think Olawunmi is in shock.
Now you know when people say, oh, they can't. I see some people that don't even read newspapers. I read headlines. You must read. You must read. So there's nothing uninteresting. You will need this knowledge one day. So as a student, I think you should go beyond what your lecturer has said. The lecturer has given you a foundation, run with it. Build on it. Don't and then also the real estate companies that you can also apply for internships as well. Learn from people who have been there, done that, so that you don't make the same mistakes.
You look like you want to add something.
Yeah, so basically we are actually on the same page. I assume that you have Microsoft. They don't even know it. But yes, definitely there's a space for hands-on training. In Jide Tower, we do take on a lot of people for years. And even when you come into Jide Tower, we go straight to the training. We create that foundation for you to build on. There's definitely a difference between what you learned in school and what you would see when you come to the market.
I mean,
most of us also have something like that. Look, guys, I'm not going to, imagine learning at its feet.
No,
I'm not certain.
I was going to say something on the points you just made.
So you need to.
Now, coming up in the industry, what are the main challenges that you had to overcome, and how did you get past them? Because you have your training system. Northcourt has theirs. Knight Frank announced, that they're starting something really solid. Because companies already recognize that there are cases because like you rightly said, what you read in school and what you see on the streets outside in the corporate offices are slightly different. My question is, what are the challenges that you found, coming up, and how do you overcome them? Or I can even say one. So for example, I didn't believe you would have to sit down for so long. It was 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, studying document after document, only to talk for 20 minutes. And I'm like, well, I didn't think one would have to do that. And I had to overcome that by breaking down my study times, on what how did you overcome them? And then when you're done, she knows.
Okay, so I'll say that when I started, I was opportunity to have some mentorship. So when I came into the market and I decided to see what I wanted to do, there were people who guide me. That now me, if you're going to do the agency, if you're going to do the valuation, if you're going to do this way, right? But then again, you have also been a trader. So in trader, I had to do a lot of research. And even before I became a trader, I had worked during NYC in research in electronic business. So I've had to read a lot of documents to summarize and move forward. So for me, I found that easy to do. My biggest challenge really has always been, like I mentioned, my wife is my phone.
So you don't tell me the house has 3 rooms and then I
And then
check.
it has four. No.
Yeah.
No, if I tell you that this is what it is, this is what it is. If I bring the property to you, believe that everything I can use is true. But I have found in different dealings that it's not always that smooth. So I've had to maybe not keep my own levels, but also understand that not everybody may be paying at that level yet. So there is a need for me to ask
I mean, that's a
some more
sophisticated
questions.
way of saying people just say what is.
Yeah, so I've had to ask my own questions to
Yeah.
verify.
Yeah.
When you send me an email and something's not there, I will call you. So when you said this, does this mean this? Have you verified this? This title document you've given me, is there any encumbrance on it? You cannot confirm to me that there's no encumbrance and then I find out there's no encumbrance. Just tell me I did not do it. Or I did not do any legal search. It's okay, then I know I can work with that. So I know where to start. So for me,
You sound like you had some experiences we will discuss off camera.
Yeah. So I have a lot of things.
Okay, so what did you find moving up and how did you get past it?
I'm just going to go with that. I can just relate with that.
Okay.
I am a kind. I won't go halfway. I won't go halfway. I'd rather not go at all than go halfway. Like it's all the way. I can't go dip my feet and come back. No, if I'm dipping my feet, I'm going all the way. So I find that a lot of people are not on that same pace as I am. So I skip the first question. I'm asking like the 5th question. And the person is lost.
Okay, just like assuming that you know Microsoft Office and you're asking them about
exactly.
SPSS.
I'm taking assumption. I'm done. I assume you know the agency, you know this, you know the first thing to do about valuation, and I'm just there. So I've moved ahead, and I'm just asking you, okay, what model are you using? And like,
okay, so if anybody wants to intern, they shouldn't intern this.
Correct. Exactly. So I'm correct. So I just moved. I moved on from the first question. I'm on to the 5th question, and I realized that a lot of people are not on that same pace as I am. So I have to either pause and reverse, or I just pause and I bring you up to my speed. So a lot of times, because I want you to learn, I don't want you to just say, okay, this is how we do it. You don't know why. You don't know the rationale behind it. You don't know anything. You just say, oh, this is what Queen said, so let's do it. No. I want you to know why I said this. I want you to know why I'm choosing this model. I want you to know why these features are available, and that's what we're doing. So I'll take a break and I go back and I bring you up to my speed. So I've learned that. I think that was a lot of challenge because a lot of people just don't understand that. For me, there's this difference between speed and accuracy. So you must have both. So some people will just rather send this to you and then you find like 10 errors. Like, okay.
So we're back to the detail.
Yeah.
So you don't rather, because I gave you a deadline of today, if you told me that you wanted to submit tomorrow, that's alright, but don't send me what I have to look all the way through and I find 10 errors, So I just had that pain for, I won't say perfection, but accuracy.
Okay. So I think this just cues into my next question. So now someone has sent something that has maybe 15 errors or 20 errors, and you have to make a decision on this person's position or movement in the organization or on the project. How do you separate, your emotions, your feelings from making, because when for example you're excited at a new contract just got, a new project just completed, or someone just gaffed royally, and you want to really just. How do you separate?
Yeah, you just need to look beyond that because some people don't have that. You need to look beyond that and identify other skills the person possesses. You will possess perseverance.
Okay, so you look for other things
that can, yes. If that's my problem and I see you have perseverance, you have the passion for it, then I can, there are trainings that you can help around that and then you're all good.
Okay, so you look for the
yes,
for the fault in our style. Okay, what do you do? Because I know you tend to be very straight and things must be done well.
To be honest, I've become more accommodating to people who need this. I've become more accommodating because it's English. It's not a make or break matter. It can be resolved. It's something that you can learn. It's something that if you have worked on your team after a while, they come up with the culture. They understand the process of how it's written. I think with grammatical errors, people come from different places. Some people, some people it's the calculation. But if I know that you understand the business, you know the math is not your strong point. It's something that can be learned. The English is not coming correct. It's something that can be learned. I just found that this is the general template on how we write. What do you want to do? Okay. Or sometimes we sit down and go through the Excel. I have had those experiences. Wow. Yeah. We sit down because I believe that if I have taught you, you will teach someone else. Right. And then we just move on from there. But I've become more accommodating.
I have a sensitive question here, and there was a battle, before we decided to ask this question, but in the interest of gender equity, balance, and growth of women in our society, I'm going to ask this question. Oh, it went low. Let the record show that I ask the question with humility. Some societies do not give opportunities to women.
Yes.
Let me ask the question. How have you navigated, and there are individuals, I won't call them gender, who are biased against women in offices. And I have heard many stories that for me, I don't know how people sleep at night, saying those things to people. How have you navigated growing your career, demonstrating your competence that you're so brilliant as a woman? How have you been able to do that? Because there's some people who just look at you and say, because you're a lady, I have met them, some of them. How do you navigate that?
I think that people are more interested in the work. People don't care if it's a man that delivered that sold my property, or if the woman that sold my property. True. You sell my property is all that matters. I think that there is, to be honest, there is that initial, I'm meeting her for the first time. But by the time you start speaking to them, they're, in fact, they forget that. In fact, they will call you, they'll send you messages at midnight, forgetting that it's midnight. And when you even respond, let me give you a funny example. There's a client that we had, and we had gone back and forth on transaction, back and forth months. And then one day he sends me a message during the weekend on a random, maybe 4 p.m. on a Sunday, and I responded. We've had issues throughout, but in the end he said you are so professional. He had seen beyond, I'm here to deliver a service to you. Yeah. It is not by from a man or from a woman. You asked for something and it will be delivered. I think people are willing to focus on that. I don't think, with real estate, people are open to that.
Okay, so I think for me, I'm grateful to everyone who has told me no. I'm grateful to everyone who has told me no. I'm grateful to everyone who has I'm grateful for everything I've failed on. Because these are the things that drive me. These are the things that even inspire me more. I want to see the look on your face is everything I need. That I want you to see me as, I just want to see that look that, this person knows what she's saying. That's what drives me. So you see, women, we come factory fitted, to be honest.
At this point, I have no idea what's going on.
I'm telling you, women are natural. They are natural real estate professions.
Okay, because of the relationship.
No, because we multitask.
I want to give us more detail.
You have your home, you have everything, and you're multitasking. Everything is going on all at once. And then it's going on fine. So it's a natural thing. You just have everything.
Sorry, I'm looking for my pen because this question has been so answered when I want to tell you
it's a natural.
Okay, let me try and round up. I have 2 questions here. I think I'll just take one so that we can close this event. Sitting down here, you look as you are, that I know you to be, that is competent, accomplished on many levels, and I've engaged you severally. But every professional knows that there have been setbacks in their careers. You can remove all the detail. Could you share with people out there, students, those who are trying to grow their careers, one setback that you had, that was a bit major, and how were you able to get above that? Now, the closer it is to your student days, I think the more useful it might be, but if you have something that you feel might be of value, that would be good.
Okay, so I'll say how I got into real estate. I think it's important to share the story. So I got into real estate straight from investment banking, and I set up a real estate company. Can you imagine? I set up a real estate company, and then I start this whole agency thing, and I'm hustling through. And you go to people and they're like, "You're who? You're what? What do you want to do for me? No." And then you face that daily. For every 10 you meet, maybe one person will say, "Okay, I have this property, this is what I want to do." Because my goal then was that I needed to get more properties in my zone. So I went there. And as I was going to the people who had the properties, I was also trying to get to the companies to see if I could fit what they had with what I had. So I was doing both at the same time. I'll say that initial hustle was very good for me. I was trading bonds, and everybody knows that with a single bond trade is 100 million.
Yeah, okay.
So when you get 100 million, 100 million. But when you come to real estate, you get 100 million, you know that you know exactly how much 100 million you appreciate it. I'll say that initial hustle really put me in the perfect position to be where I am now, because that zeal, that humility that came with people asking you who, what, and you had to prove yourself. Now playing on a platform that has opened, playing on a brand that has this goodwill,
yes,
and still delivering on that level. I think that's it. I think the humility I learned, it's very vital to know that real estate is not easy. It's vital to know that even though you have the success stories of, "Oh, I made it in a year," most of the time it's not the case. Things come in quickly. Sometimes there are droughts, sometimes there are downpours, there are ups and downs, there are issues that you did not see coming that will come up.
Yeah.
I'll say that there's a need to be adaptable, there's a need to open your mind, there's a need to be courageous, there's a need to remind yourself why you're here. There are times when things will not go your way, and you will ask yourself, you need to remind yourself why you wanted to do it. Was it that, you know what, I have been living in this my community for a long time, and I would like to open a real estate, I would like to start a real estate business where, you know what, we have sorted out the roads, we came up with funds, we sorted out the roads, and from this fund we created some kind of payment plan, and then these people who brought their money in were able to get their money back. Oh, with this thing, what we have done is that we have sorted out all the cleaning, we have sorted out all the gardens. You know what, our property will have normally gone for 10, but now it's going for 15. Those are the things you're after. You need to remember why you wanted to do real estate. Sometimes the money will come, but you may need to.
So if you don't mind, let me try and add a bit to the humility story, which I think you have clinically left out. Because sometimes the humility is so humbling that you really can't remember why you started.
You will go back and sit down on your desk in silence and try to remember why you chose.
That might elude you for a day or two.
Sometimes you may need to take a break and come back.
And then come back. Okay,
actually, I think that has really been insightful. I think, as I said earlier, I came into the industry with, it's just about caretaking, diligence, and everything. So imagine my shock when I came out, like, no, this is really huge. I'm a professional, I'm a general accountant already, I've worked for past 6 years before I got into industry. So I felt in my head that, okay, they're professional.
What are they doing now?
Well, how hard could it possibly be, you know?
Just caretaking. And then you saw the
it was a rude awakening.
Wow.
It was a shock.
Wow.
So that challenge, I had to imagine you're in 400 level, and then you have to just go back to the level.
Wow.
You have to just pause, do a self-appraisal.
And tell yourself,
I know nothing. And I went back, I began to read a lot. I began to read up on everything. If I learned any new thing at work, it doesn't matter how tired I am. Go back out, just read about it. Ensure that the next day I will test my knowledge out on maybe one or two of my colleagues. So that way I stay moving. So it was really, and that's why it's very important to tell yourself the truth. It's okay to start all over again. It's okay to stop. It's never too late to start. Anywhere you are, take an assessment. Where am I? Where am I going to? What do I have to get there? If you don't have it, then leave everything.
If you don't have it,
just leave everything and then go ahead, get everything you need and come back. And then when you're coming back, ensure that, there might be a lot of people that has passed you along, like, this person started together now. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Anytime you arrive, that's your early. That's your early. Anytime you arrive, that's your early.
It's interesting to note, to students among us watching that, decades after school, when you thought you had thrown away all your notebooks and textbooks, you are still reading.
Reading.
I think at that time.
But it's worth it. But it's worth it when you now start like
Because the confidence that comes when you know
what you're talking about is
nobody can try it.
That's your reward.
Yeah.
That's your reward.
Wow. All right. I think we can just round that up so we can be on our way. I think with that, we've come to the end of this session. I want to thank each and every one of you for staying on. Everyone who registered, everyone who joined on YouTube, on Mixer, we supremely appreciate what you've done. This has been organized by Northcourt Real Estate in partnership with Split, Landway, and Knight Frank. Of course, for everyone who attended, we'll be sending you some free resources to get you on your way. We'll put our email and our contact numbers. You can reach us. Also, we'll be sending out recordings of this event. To everyone who made this possible, we want to thank you for putting in the effort, for always believing in us, to our technical crew. Looking at me like we haven't had lunch, don't worry. It's waiting for you. I want to thank each and every one of you. So I think from all of us here, it's